Alright, let me ask you guys a question. Are you ready to party? What is up, guys? Welcome to the next episode of Unboxing the Past. We're going a little further back than Among Us this time. We're going straight to Rage 2, the Rage 2 Collector's Edition, the PC version. Only reason I got the PC version was because it was much cheaper. Now, I actually have a little bit of history with this game. I remember when Rage 2 was first presented at Bethesda's E3 way back in the day. I believe it was in E3 2018. First off, it got leaked that the game was going to be released. Everyone thought it was a complete joke. Nobody really believed that of all the games Bethesda would bring back from id, Rage would be one of them. Nobody thought this game was ever going to happen. And then at the E3 presentation, not only did they confirm the release of Rage 2, they completely called out the Walmart early leak. And that was absolutely hilarious.
We're starting with a game that we announced a few weeks ago through our friends at Walmart Canada, perhaps best known for their low prices and ability to keep a secret. So let's get things started with a look at Rage 2.
Watched the presentation with a bit of enthusiasm, hoping that they took what was good in Rage 1 and made a much better game, because above all else, I thought Rage 1 was a pretty solid title. A little lacking here and there. It had a useless open world. The texture pop-in was quite insane, even though they promoted these mega textures for Rage 1. Don't really know why. But above all else, the gunplay I thought was pretty solid. And everything I saw in the trailer for Rage 2 seems so much better, and with Avalanche at the helm of this game, I thought this can only go up. After all, Avalanche, the same studio that brought us the Just Cause franchise, they brought us Mad Max, which, if that's not a great tester for doing a Rage game, I don't know what is. When Rage 2 first came out, it had a ton of controversy and issues about it. It had some terrible anti-piracy software built into it, which made the game just a mess to play. They had to patch that out. The game got mediocre reviews across the board. It had microtransactions in it for skins for some reason. People criticized the dialogue for being way too cringy, but everybody praised the combat for being absolutely amazing. I love the game's neon pink aesthetic, which is why I got my background the way I do, just to give it a little homage to the Rage style. And I'm very excited about this. This Collector's Edition, when they showed it in the E3 presentation, I lost my goddamn mind. It looked like the coolest thing ever. I mean, let's turn around this back right here. They're promoting that this thing comes with a little talking fish head, Ruckus the Crusher. Let's take a look at this thing. They are promoting a Ruckus the Crusher talking head, which that sounds awesome. They're also promoting this comes with a steel case, a poster, all the DLC, though funny enough, it doesn't come with the game, I believe. I'll need to double check on that, but from what I read on the box, it said it doesn't come with the game. Probably why it was much cheaper than the Xbox and PS4 versions. But hey, I already got Rage 2. I just wanted the cool stuff in the Collector's Edition, so hey. Now, when we were doing these very old school unboxings, I do like to disclose the price I paid for this thing. In total, tax and shipping and all that, I paid $82 for Rage 2's Collector's Edition. It's quite a chunk of change, especially considering that I'm comparing it to the last couple Collector's Editions where I don't even think I hit the $60 mark with those. It's quite a step up in price, or at least make it worth it. After all, a talking monster head that you could hang on your wall like one of them funny talking fish, how could you not, want that? So I can't say how excited I am enough. Let's open the damn thing and take a look. One thing I will say right at the gate, I'm a little worried about the quality of what's in this box, only because on the back of this box, right under all the stuff it promises are in here, there is a sign that says item images illustrative. Actual products may vary. And if you watch the trailer, you know that talking Ruckus the Crusher head was incredibly high detail. And so I was hoping that that's why this thing cost like over $100 when it first came out. But getting ahead of myself, let's find out. I do gotta say, I am a fan of the box itself. It's got a lot of graffiti tagging on it, and it's very subtle, just a slight variation in the color scheme, so it's cool, and it's got a nice contrast with the purple aesthetic that Rage 2 went for. Oh boy, I'm excited. First thing we have is the Steelbook that comes with Rage 2. On the back we have a big old A for Rage, and this really badass like graffiti art all over the Steelbook case. You can really see the kind of art style that they were going for with this game, and it's just loaded with personality. You know, I always say that a game, if it cannot give me, like, if it's lacking in one thing, it needs to make it up in the other. And I think that Rage 2's combat and aesthetics really do beat out how shitty the story is and how graphically incapable it was. Oh, hold on a second. This is kind of cute. There's a redemption code, but it's in the shape of a disc. Look at that. It was in the disc tray. That's actually, you know what? I'll give them props. That's really cool. I don't see a lot of collector's editions doing stuff like that. It's usually a blank piece of paper, so I'll give them a point for the extra attention to detail. How good is this code though? Like, when does this expire? Rage 2 came out years ago, so you know what? I already have the game. So I'm gonna make you guys a deal. If you like the video and you comment on the video about what you like about this unboxing, I will give away this Rage 2 code to one of you guys that did that, okay? I'm going to give away the code for this game. I promise you that. So you tell me if it works or not. Alright, anyway. And also, hold on. What's this? This is also for the DLC, so you'll get the DLC on top of the game. If codes still work, you'll get that. So we got the disc-based download code and the DLC. It's a 2019 release, and usually these codes last a long time. I do remember the Mad Max release had a very long-lasting code for its Monster Energy Truck DLC, which, can we just stop and appreciate how cringy that shit was? I think it was called the Thirst Cutter. What's next? Got a little keyboard manual and a promotion for probably the worst thing that they've done in a while, Wolfenstein Youngblood. Yeah, because this is what Wolfenstein needed. Anyway, next up is the poster, which I'm actually pretty excited about. They promised I believe it's a 20 by 19 poster. Yo, that looks pretty cool. And the best part, they don't reveal this, but it's double-sided. So you get another image of the poster. That's really cool. I like that. This poster, I know they promote the main face one, but the back end of this poster, I really love, and this is gonna be the one I'm gonna frame, that back end. So, hell yeah. Steelbook and poster, honestly, really cool, and I'm glad. So far, I'm very excited with this purchase, but this is again an $80 purchase, and we're getting a code for the game, no disc. We're getting a pretty solid two-sided poster, getting all the DLC, so I think that would equate to about 20 bucks. So this head has to make me think, okay, this is worth the full 80. So let's take a look at that. Comes with a little manual for the Ruckus head. So, okay, let's see if it was worth it. I'm trying to be very careful. My God. Okay, I don't know if I'm getting a good image from the glare, but inside the plastic, it does look decent in its mold. Definitely more detailed though in the trailer. But let's get it out of the box and see how it is. All right, this is the Ruckus Crusher talking head that you can mount on your wall. And I believe how this works, I could be wrong, but it has a little sensor, so it talks to you when you go past the sensor. Usually these things come with a button though. Oh, hold on. He comes with a stand. Hold on. Perfect. So I don't have to mount him on the wall. I can keep him right here on the table. It's also good for the presentation of the unboxing. So thumbs up Bethesda for that forward thinking. I will say the plastic, like the mold, the rubber mold, it's pretty damn cheap. Like I feel like I could just rip this off. Oh my God, it feels so flimsy. I'm not gonna lie. It's a pretty crappy mold, if I'm being honest. But I can feel the animatronic and everything around it. Oh, I don't know if I like that. Also, let's be honest, the image that they promoted was far more detailed, and I know they had a working one, they made it for the demo trailer. So this definitely was a bit of false advertising. I will say that it's better detailed than I thought it was going to be, but definitely, you know, nowhere near where it should have been, especially with how shitty this feels. I'm not a big fan. What I am a big fan of, though, is that Bethesda and id and everybody actually put some AAA batteries for this thing. Some collector's editions don't come with that kind of crap. You usually got to bring it yourself. So I am grateful to Bethesda and id and all those people. They put some damn AAAs in here so I can test this thing out immediately. So let's get these AAAs in here and fuck with this thing. Let's open this puppy up. Be very careful because, again, this mold feels kind of cheap. And honestly, I'm thinking if you're gonna pay $80 to $100 on this thing, I get by the collector's edition standard, I think it was 120 bucks. So this whole setup was $60 for a steelbook, all the DLC, and the head. So the head actually, I don't think added up to much in the long run. It's still not a good sell, but let's see if it actually works. The batteries are a no-name brand that I've heard of, which is nice, and it's been a few years, so who the hell knows if these still have any juice in them. Let's get the kickstand out.
I'm just a talking ruckus head on a wall, nothing to see here.
So you can really hear the mechanics inside that thing just going. Like, let's listen very carefully.
Ruckus, ruckus, singing songs, doo-dah, doo-dah. Ruckus never had a kiss. You kiss Ruckus?
Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's kind of cool. I actually do like it. It's kind of funny that you can hear everything, like all the gears and churning and everything. That's not, you know, I don't know if that's a high quality feature, but it does remind me of those crappy singing bass. So, you know, maybe the idea was intentional, but I'm probably giving them way too much credit for that. Let's turn this thing off.
I remember you. You killed Ruckus.
Okay. I did actually in the game. Yeah, it looks like, you know, it's pretty old, but it's not tearing apart from everything just moving around, so decent quality, I guess, enough that it's still holding up after all these years. I mean, it's just been in the box this whole time. Still, I'm gonna say, you know, even the promotional material on this picture for the talking head, you can actually just see how much more detailed it is, and it's just ridiculous, like expectation versus reality. And unless every single Ruckus head is completely different, but I've seen Ruckus heads that look even worse than this, where the mold is just terrible and discolored to an insane degree. This is a pretty cheap product, but I think it's a fun one to have. I think it's a nice little just thing to have. I wish I didn't spend $80 on it, I'm gonna be honest. I probably would have been okay spending $50 for the steelbook, the game and everything, poster, but $80, definitely not. This is pretty cool to have. I'm happy to have my own Ruckus the Crusher head. I'm happy to get my steelbook, and I'm of course happy to get that really cool poster. I cannot wait to hang that thing up on my wall and just show off that yes, I'm a fan of the mediocre Rage 2. If you haven't played Rage 2 before, I think it's a pretty fun game, even though it says mediocre. The gunplay is phenomenal. It's done by id. It's got their A-team on the gunplay, and that's where it shines, and you're doing that for most of the game. So if you just wanted to kill some time and shoot some shit, play Rage 2. It's a lot of fun, especially nowadays when you can get it for dirt cheap. The collector's edition, still no. Like I said though, I will be giving away the code for this game with all the DLC included. I'll give away the game and all of its DLC if you comment on the video, if you like it, and please do let me know in that comment that you're sending what you liked about this unboxing or what I can do to improve future videos. I hope you guys really did enjoy this. I guess I'll close it off here. Overall, I thought this was a pretty decent collector's edition. pretty overpriced for its original price, and even its marked down, that was a bit much. Still, I'm glad to have this head, I'm glad to have the steelbook and the poster, so overall, I guess I'd give it a 6 out of 10 for $82. And yeah, okay, everybody, you have a good day, be cool, stay safe, and like Andrew WK said, keep on partying, people.